Guys, back out from a pad here. Guys, this week I'm going to be covering different items that I'll be using in my garden over the next couple months. And I am focused this year, 2024. I'm focused on building up the biology of my soil. I'm focused on having the healthiest plants available, the healthiest plants possible, because healthy plants, healthy soil means healthy food. So guys, today's video, we're going to start off by building up our soil. And I'm going to be using this product, Fox Farm Bush Doctor Microbe Brew. So I learned about this product in the course that I just finished at the University of Florida, IFA Extension. There's a class that really focused on building up healthy plant soil and healthy plants and how to grow the optimal food. And guys, I'm all about learning. No matter how much food I have in my backyard, guys, I'm constantly learning. So really excited to be using this. I just ordered this on Amazon. It just came today. And we're going to be talking about how to use this Fox Farm Bush Doctor Microbe Brew. Our soil, healthy soil, a live soil, is filled with microbes. So guys, healthy soil has bacteria, it has fungi, different kinds of fungi. It has saprophytic fungi, which basically helps to decompose wood. So like when you put your mulch chips down, that's what helps to decompose it. It has mycorrhizal fungi, which basically forms like a relationship with the roots, where the roots exude sugars, and the mycorrhiza and the other fungi, they actually eat those sugars, and then they also cycle nutrients and make the nutrients more readily available, increase the nutrient uptake and the water uptake for the plant. So guys, look at this. Let's look at see what it's in here. Let me see here. So it has some nitrogen, but very low levels of nitrogen, phosphate, potash, iron, and magnesium. However, guys, here's the important part. This is derived from earthworm castings. You guys know how much I love to use that in my garden. Earthworm castings, bat guano, seedbird guano, and guano, of course, is it's like a casting, it's poop. Um, so this has bat guano, seabird guano, magnesium sulfate, zinc sulfate, soy protein, hydrolysate. It has potash, magnesium. I know that's like potash is like potassium, sulfate of potash. Rock sulfate. So that's like micro mineral. It has molasses and it has kelp. So it has really great things. Then it lists below all the different mycorrhizae and the bacteria that are in here. So it's kind of hard to focus in. Let's see if we can focus in. So you can see the long list of different bacteria. These are all beneficial mycorrhizae and bacteria that are in here. It also says it's good for 2 years after the manufacturer's stamp date. So on here, mine is dated April of 23, so it's good until May of 23. But I'm definitely going to be using this up. Um, so there are two different ways to use this. Well, I'm sure there are multiple other ways, but I'm going to show you two different ways you can use this today. Um, on the instruction, it says you only need 2 teaspoons per gallon of water. So the first way we're going to use this is in my watering can. All right, so getting started with this now. I have my 1 gallon jug. Gonna put in 2 teaspoons of this. Then we're gonna water. Doesn't have a really strong smell. Um, that's what it looks like. Looks a little brown, like the fish emulsion. One thing, guys, make sure that your can is clean. So if you already had, like, if you had some kind of chemical that you're using or something else, just remember that you're adding live microbes now. So you want to make sure you start with a clean can. I'm using a hose here, but if you have rainwater, use rainwater. I'm kind of doing this. I'm gonna be using the rest of it using a hose and sprayer, so that's why I'm not gonna bother it right now. But if you have rainwater available, it's always best. But use what you have. Right now, I'm using my hose.
All right, so we're gonna get this filled up and start watering. All right, so the first one getting a little bit is my muscadine grape that I recently planted. And we're gonna put some along here. After I go through, I'm gonna go back in and um watered it in. My mango. All right, guys, so you see, when you have a garden that's the size of mine, that can take a little bit of time. That can take quite a bit of time to have to walk through and hand water it. So I'm gonna show you an easier way that you can get this done really quickly. So guys, this is the way I'm gonna get through quickly. This is a chameleon hose and sprayer. I'm not gonna give a tutorial on this. There's a whole bunch of videos on YouTube on how to use this. But basically, according to the instructions, I should be using 2 teaspoons per gallon. I actually added 16 ounces here, and there are 6 teaspoons per ounce. So that's 96 ounces, which, let's round it up, that's like 50 gallons of water worth. So I'm gonna do this in one shot versus having to fill this up 50 times to do exactly what I'm going to be doing here. So now we're going to attach our hose to the hose and sprayer, and we're going to go through and water the garden. Before we start, make sure that we have the dial on 2 teaspoons, because it's 2 teaspoons. Right now it's on 4 teaspoons, so I'm going to turn the dial all the way around to make sure that we have it coming out at the correct rate. So I just spun it around. Now the dial is at 2 teaspoons per gallon. That's the rate. I think it goes all the way up to 8 ounces, but so you always have to look at the bottle that you're doing so that you can tell it which rate at which to go. All right, guys. So we have the hose on. We have the hose attached, and now it's as easy as just going through and watering around all your plants. So I'm giving my long gun a little bit, going all the way across the ground. Here's a little watermelon over here, my jujube and tomato plants. All the microbes are gonna go all the way down. Um, After you do this, guys, it's always good to water in just around the soil, just to make sure the microbes aren't just sitting on top. Make sure they get down into the soil. Or you can just do this if you know you're expecting rain, or if you have a sprinkler system, you can turn the sprinkler system on after. So I'm gonna go through, and you're gonna see how quickly I'm able to do this versus using the watering can. Okay, a word of caution. This has happened to me. So I just want to warn you guys. While it's extremely easy to use and really great for a large space, there are times when the product doesn't flow out of the canister for whatever reason. So we just be very sure that while you're watering, you notice that the like every maybe 5 minutes or so stop and make sure that the product is actually decreasing, because that actually did happen to me. Just just when I was doing this video, I noticed after a while that the product wasn't going down. The time I used it before, it was fine. The product flowed fine. Went online and I saw that several people had that complaint where the product isn't flowing through. So, if you have a small garden, or if you just want to do this around vegetables, your vegetable bed, it might be just better to just use your watering can, water it in. So guys, just a word of caution. Just check every 5 minutes or so to make sure that whatever product you're using is actually going down. Because that did happen to me, that after like 5-10 minutes, when I noticed that the product did not decrease, that's when I realized that it's either clogged or it stopped working, which seems to be a common complaint. So maybe it's better to just stick with the can if you can. So whether you use the hose and sprayer or you used your watering can, after you poured the Microbe Brew all throughout your garden, go back in either with the hose and sprayer with just clear fluid without any Microbe Brew in it, or just your hose. You can just use your hose on like on spray mode, and just go on over everything and just wash the microbes into the soil. So yes, you are mixing the microbe with water as you hosed it on before, but a lot of it might be just sitting on the mulch or just sitting on the surface. You want to just lightly wash it in. You can either do this with a sprinkler, or you can just walk around with a hose just to make sure you get those microbes into the soil where they belong. This is just day one of talking about how we're going to build up our soil together. It's a perfect time. We're at the beginning of a new month. We're in April, the beginning of spring for a lot of us, beginning of growing season, or for some of you up in the colder climates, it may not quite be growing season yet, but all the better. You can get ahead of things. So, guys, go ahead and hit the notification bell so you don't miss tomorrow's video. Till next time, guys. Bye now.